Anthony Frances Fernandes, or famously known as Tony Fernandes, is a Malaysian entrepreneur who managed to turn AirAsia, a failing government-linked commercial airline, into a highly successful budget airline public listed company. In 2001, Tony bought AirAsia for only RM1, and together with it came a 40 million in debt and 2 Boeing 737 aircraft. He proclaimed that he would start AirAsia's first proper low-cost airline operation. Today, AirAsia has grown by more than 100 times from a staff of 200 and 2 planes to an international network of 20,000 running a fleet of 250 aircraft. AirAsia was titled the world's best low-cost airline in the annual World Airline Survey by Skytrax for 6 consecutive years from the year 2009 to 2014. This wouldn't be possible without Tony's effective leadership style and traits. Tony Fernandes has been named amongst the most influential people in the world by Times magazine in 2015.
One of the many leadership styles that Tony Fernandes has is democratic leadership style. Democratic leadership is a type of leadership style in which members of the group had to take a more participative role in the decision-making process. Researchers have found that this leadership style is usually one of the most effective and leads to higher productivity and better contribution from group members. Employees meet to discuss and resolve issues by giving everyone some opportunity to contribute to decisions. Example that shows Tony has a democratic leadership style is his concern about his employee and realize that human resource is important in driving an organization profit and revenue. He embraces walk-around management style, trusts in working with the employees, and works with his staff every day in each month. The democratic leadership style empowers leaders to work with their team based on consciences to create open line of communication that acknowledge the problems being faced. By allowing everyone to work on a solution using their own experience, innovation is encouraged, making it possible to address complex and critical concerns. Many observers have attributed the success of AirAsia due to the strong leadership of Tony Fernandes. His democratic leadership style also stretches to a point where he focuses on the importance of being humble and making his employees feel that they are important to organization. He says that employees come number 1 and customers come number 2. He thinks if you have a happy workplace, they'll look after your customer anyway. The democratic style of Tony Fernandes enables AirAsia team members to be more involved and committed to projects.
Transformational leaders inspire and motivate their teams through leading by example with a strong sense of corporate culture, employee ownership, and workplace independence. They trust their employees to make decisions in their duties and responsibilities. It is a management style that encourages employees to be more creative, plan strategically, and make decisions in their duties and responsibilities. Tony Fernandes is a remarkable transformative leader. He is completely dedicated to his employees and the company. Tony's mission to make air travel accessible to a larger demographic has also been a mission for his employees. With AirAsia's trademark of everyone can fly, his employees are motivated into working towards achieving the same goal as his. Tony was famous for having lots of thoughtful ideas and innovative business strategies, such as his innovative way of introducing no-frill airlines and the zero-cost fares. Most of his ideas have been a strong and competitive business strategy for AirAsia. The example set by Tony Fernandes indirectly motivated and inspired all AirAsia's team to look up to him as a leader. To further illustrate his transformative leadership style, when dealing with the employees in the organization, he intends to be humble by sharing his phone number to his employees so they can reach him directly. This behavior will influence and motivate the employees to share the same vision and mission and try their best to achieve the company's goal as a team. It is clear that he has earned the respect and admiration of his employees.
Openness is one of the crucial traits that make up a good leader. Openness is key to building strong connections with the team. The stronger the connections, the more engaged and committed the teams will be to achieve the goals and objectives. Tony Fernandes is known to be a leader who believes in openness. Openness makes Tony approachable as a leader, which gives people the feeling that they are working with him and not for him. He does not believe in hierarchical structure. There is no bureaucracy involved in his office, and all employees are free to access his office if there is anything important to be discussed. This shows that Tony's leadership stresses the importance of good interaction among all the staff as he maintains a non-hierarchy practice in the office. To further illustrate this, Tony Fernandes mentioned that as a leader, he firmly believes in transparency in managing AirAsia. This was supported by his interview with Desi Anwar in 2012.
Office and Indonesia office, everyone's together. Then the second concept was, I like transparency, I like openness. I like the staff to know everything. Then there's no secrets and there's no...
He shares the concept of openness and transparency in the organization and how he can be easily approached by any employees at any time, or even how he can sometimes be seen working on the ground and communicating openly. Tony believes that in the current business scenario where businesses become even more competitive, having too much bureaucracy and hierarchy could disrupt the growth of the business. Another crucial trait that a leader must possess is agility. In leadership, agility is the ability to make smart and effective decisions in a rapidly changing environment. Agile leaders are flexible thinkers and ready to embrace change. Agility becomes extremely valuable in times of change and uncertainty, especially during a pandemic where the landscape of businesses took a drastic turn. Like other airlines, AirAsia was suffering in terms of financial performance as travel bans were implemented in countries around the world amidst the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020. Airlines leaders such as Tony Fernandes have to make quick and effective decisions in order for AirAsia to survive during the trying times. As it is difficult for private airline companies to retain the lost capital from the pandemic, Tony has managed to raise a stunning 336.46 million ringgit from various investors in the first quarter of 2021. As for the business model itself, Tony decided to pivot AirAsia from airline services to developing its digital and other non-passenger airline businesses. For instance, AirAsia's online ticketing application underwent a major transformation and has expanded to offer various products and services. In addition to the usual listing of flight tickets, the application now includes an ecosystem of new services including food delivery, grocery delivery, and even online shopping in an effort to push its duty-free business to an existing 60 million consumer database. On top of that, AirAsia has also expanded into F&B business such as Santan Kitchen, which will gradually take over the production of santan meals as well as facilitating cloud kitchen space for F&B entrepreneurs to prepare menu items for delivery and takeout. Tony Fernandes' agility shined as he pivoted AirAsia into various digital and non-passenger airline businesses to make the company more sustainable in the long run and especially through the pandemic. Accountability is important in leadership because it builds trust. When an individual agrees to be accountable to something, it means that they are claiming responsibility for their own actions. This later promotes trust between the individual and the people around them. Tony Fernandes' accountability trait can be seen during the incident of AirAsia flight QZ8501. Flight QZ8501 crashed in Java Sea on 28 December 2014 while en route from Surabaya, Indonesia to Singapore. The tragedy claimed the lives of 162 victims on board. Tony Fernandes traveled to Surabaya within hours after the news that the plane had gone missing in order to be the center of the crisis. Tony was in constant presence, even digitally via Twitter, to keep the updates and his whereabouts. One of his 20 tweets reads, "My heart bleeds for the relatives of my crew and our passengers to mourn the victims of flight QZ8501. AirAsia's logo on social media was also changed to a more dismal grey and white from its usual bright red to honor the incident. Moreover, Tony's accountability as a leader can be seen when he issued an apology that placed the burden of responsibility on his shoulders. Tony claimed that he is not running away from his obligations because he is the leader of the company. The passengers were on his aircraft and he had to take responsibility for it. As he said during a press conference,
"I am the leader of this company and I have to take responsibility. That is why I'm here. I'm not running away from my obligations. Even though we don't know what's wrong, the passengers were on my aircraft and I have to take responsibility for that."
When a tragedy of this scale occurs, it's important for leaders to be present, comforting families, providing transparent updates, and offering apologies and compensation to those who suffered. Tony Fernandes seemed to understand that heavy responsibility. Accountable leaders such as Tony Fernandes embody dedicated individuals because of how important and committed they are in protecting what they pledged to.